Confidence is not about not having nerves. It's about being connected enough to yourself that you can trust yourself to perform when it matters the most. Simone Biles is one of the best gymnasts out there, but she definitely had her struggles. She had something called the Twisties before, which is when you lose sense of yourself in the air. And to get over that, she returned to the basics of her sport. She put herself in a position to win consistently in the ways that she knew she had confidence in winning so that she could build up that trust with herself and her body to get back to the type of athlete that she knows that she is. So, what does this look like for cornhole players? I would say that our version of the Twisties is going to be more similar to something like the yips that you hear about in golf or other sports. It's when things are just not going our way. It's like when you tell yourself, did I forget how to throw? Like, what is going on here? I swear I'm better than this. The bags are going right and left. They're sliding off the back, and you know you're better than this, and it's just not happening. So that when that happens, oftentimes we start to lose our confidence, right? So as soon as, and by the way, your reason for losing confidence can be all over the map. I've seen people just, the bag doesn't land the way they want it to, and their confidence is shot. So if your confidence is wavering with the results you're seeing on the boards, that is going to be a big problem, obviously. But then what people tend to do to try to get that confidence back is kind of give like a pep talk or a self talk. And while I wish we could just talk ourselves into confidence, that's really not how it works because we're trying to get there once again through our heads. And you know how much I talk about how we cannot solve problems like this in a sport, in a performance based situation with our heads. I wish we could analyze our way to success. But the big lesson here that sports and artistry are trying to teach us is connection to ourselves, our bodies, not the analytical mind. And so, what we have to do is do things that restore that trust in ourselves. That's where our confidence comes from. I can trust myself. I can do this. If you're worried about whether or not you can do this, then obviously you're not in the most confident position. If you go into it confidently and then a result happens you don't like and you lose confidence, then once again, you're not relying on yourself. You're not trusting yourself. So you're going, oh, XYZ happened. That means I'm not good. Oh, that means I can't be trusted in this game. I'm not going to be able to win it. So we have to address that self-talk, actually get away from self-talk and drop into the body and connect to ourselves. So what does this look like? It means going back to your basics, right? So if you are in the middle of a game and things aren't going your way and your confidence is going out the window, you need to do whatever you're most confident in. So maybe that's you're trying some crazy shots and you go, you know what? I'm just going to slide the bag up the middle of the board. Whether or not it goes in, you know, maybe you're really good at being accurate and you know you can get the bag in the right spot. If that's even too advanced for you, maybe you're trying to slide the bag in the hole and it's just not doing it. So maybe for you, it's I'm going to try to hit my landing spot. I'm really good at hitting my landing spot. Or maybe you even take it further down than that and it's just, I'm really good at getting the bag on the board. I know I can get a bag on the board. Go back to whatever you have the most confidence in and just start there. You never know where that's going to take you in terms of the results because you trying to get the bag on the board could be enough to get the bag in the hole, right? Who knows? So go back to whatever you have the most confidence in. And obviously, if you're not mid-game, this could be a lot easier because you can just go back to your basics and do whatever's the simplest for you and take your time with that kind of drill. But mid-game, you really have to go back to the basics, strip away all the fancy stuff, restore your belief in yourself, and then you can go for those more difficult shots. The key here, though, is the connection. If you are spiraling, you are disconnected. That's the issue. So what you're trying to problem solve, if you will, and this is going to sound very counterproductive because the problem solving thing is how can I get into my body or how can I get connected to myself, which can't happen in your head, right? You can't think your way through that. So even if you ask yourself that question, hopefully it reminds you that that's a silly question. I can't think my way out of this. I have to drop into my body. I have to become more connected to myself, this game, and what's going on right here in the room. And so, how do I do that? You could do that through breathing. You can do that through going back to the basics. You can do that by noticing the feeling of the bag in your hand or your feet on the floor. You can orient to the room. You can start noticing things in the room. I see an orange bag. I see, a pillar. I see whatever. What's happening right here, right now, in this moment? How can you draw yourself to this exact moment and connect to where you are, not where you were a second ago when things weren't going well, not where you'd like to be in the very near future, but right now in this moment. How can you connect there? How can you connect to yourself? How can you restore belief in yourself so you can confidently release that bag and feel really good about it?